Hi, Stephen Bones here from Smoke Signals. I just wanted to. Somebody asked me a really great question. He asked me if what I do works or what my life has been works. And I think what he was pointing to, or it was words to that effect, I can't remember. And it was a great question, but it sort of made me trip back a little bit. So, I've been in this space 6 years. I began my own healing journey. So the work I deliver now by helping and healing others through sound and also spirit-led journeying and talking therapy. I'm called a multidimensional therapist. That's what I'm about. And I began my journey some 6 years ago. And I had a release that was quite profound, and the tools that person used to help me with that release was hypnosis, basically, which means they took me on a journey, and that's the actual modality I use now to help people heal. And I didn't know I had that gift until I came along this path. So what happened to me? So I can only give you my experience, but also along the way I can point to many people that I've worked with that are living in a different space, the same as I am. I'm very much a different person to what I was 6-7 years ago. So 6-7 years ago I was on that treadmill of making money, being in business, and I'm not knocking that, by the way. That's fantastic. But the trouble is, from my perspective, when I look back now, I was in overwhelm all the time. I was stressed, I was angry, I used to get upset. I got what people call anxiety within the stomach area. Life was not in flow, and I thought through my conditioning, through my life, what I've been told and taught is that comes with the territory of being in business or being in higher management or being a professional. If you're not being stressed, if you're not working many hours a day, then you're not going to achieve anything. And I look back now and I smile at that, because what I do know now, I live my life in ease and flow. I'm certainly far more compassionate towards my fellow human beings, to you guys that I would call my soul brothers, your holy ones, if you like, because we all are. And what I mean by that is not from a religious perspective, that's from a spiritual perspective, that we're all a spirit inside, and I know that through my experiences. And if you want a conversation about that, then by all means shout up, we'll have a recorded conversation and other people might be interested in it. So those were the two things. But what I learned to do was love myself. I learned to accept myself for what I was about. I stopped striving to achieve something, thinking that achieving would make things better, because I thought life was broken deep down, but I didn't realize that. I couldn't name it. I just knew there was something missing. And I knew there was something missing very early on in my late teens, moving into my 20s, because I kept searching for something. And it took me till I was 58 to get there. And I advise anybody that's searching for something, not quite sure what it is, just have a free conversation with me, and we can I can give you a few breadcrumbs that what it might be, and it won't do you any harm. It won't cost you anything. And you never know, it might just open your curiosity a little bit more. And that's the other thing that's done. It's opened my curiosity to life and to what is, and I question everything. As much as I can, I question absolutely everything. I question what we've been told, the rhetoric that the institutions, that governments that tell us now. I even question some esoteric stuff, spiritual stuff, new age stuff that comes across my path. I don't believe it all. I don't believe everything that people are channeling and telling you, even if they are spiritually connected. I question that as well, and I feel into it from my own space. So I learned to get curious. But one thing that I have, by learning to love myself, to connect with who I am, my life is more relaxed. I'm in ease and flow. And the usual things happen in life, as we live in this materialistic world. We've got to pay bills, so we've got to go to work and do and if people want to work and own their own business and make money, that's fine, but you can do it from an ease and flow situation. And that for me has been the big one. I do what I'm comfortable with. I've never been so passionate about this journey in all my life. I think the only thing that compares to it was in a time when I was sort of 14, 15, 16, 17. I lived down on the river fishing most days because I was taking a lot of time out while I was sort of in late school. Holidays gave me a chance to spend 6-7 weeks around the river, and I would spend day after day after day on the river. So what I didn't know was I was connecting with nature, and that again probably added to my journey. But certainly I have an amazing passion about, I realise that we're here as human beings. We didn't evolve. If you look at the science of it, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole at this moment in time, but if you want to know more about that, I can send you some links. But I've begun to understand that we're put here on purpose, and that was some 200,000 years ago. We didn't evolve from Neanderthals. The new science has proved more or less without a shadow of a doubt that we were put here on. We didn't arrive by accident, and we didn't evolve. So the big question is well, why are we here? And that's what took me down that rabbit hole, because when I was somewhere around about early 20-ish, I came across a huge mural of the earth on a wall, and it said, where have we come from, why are we here, and where are we going? And that stuck with me all those years, and I didn't really get the answer till I was 58, 59. So don't leave it that long as I did, but that everything is perfect, and my timing and everything I'm doing is where I'm meant to be. So what I'm pointing to is, yes, this journey, working with, and even if you don't work with me, I'd really recommend that you engage with this sort of work, therapy work, talking work, because if you're feeling depressed, can't sleep, anxious, you're drinking to block the day out, and by that, and many of you will, because I used to do was, I can't wait to get home and have a gin and tonic, or and the thoughts used to go in my head, I'm nearly home, I can relax and have a glass of wine. So what we're not realizing is unconsciously we're using that tool to sort of push away what's really going on down here, and this is where it all happens, and it's quite complicated, but it's also has a lot of simplicity with it. So if you're feeling dysregulated, overwhelmed, all these feelings, then yes, in answer to that guy's phenomenal question that I've known, and we go back a lot of years, by the way, so where I am now, I think he's perceiving that I'm very different to where I was when we knew each other in those very early days in a professional capacity. So yes is the answer. Life changes because we can learn to be in ease and flow and not in this constant overwhelm. So I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you for listening. These are my master healing drums on the wall, if you're wondering what they are at the back, if you've never seen this video before. They are shamanic healing drums. They're like a normal drum, and sound therapy is really powerful, but these guys have got a little bit more magic that come out of them as well, that make them a bit special. And if you're around sort of the Midlands area, sort of Derbyshire, Nottinghamshire, South Yorkshire, there are at whitelightevents.co.uk. There are mind, body, spirit events for the weekend. So whitelightevents.co.uk will take you to the events that are happening for the rest of this year and next year. And I'm on usually anything that's within an hour of Chesterfield. That's where I am, and I demonstrate these drums, and you can, and that's for free within the talk of going along, and it's like £6 an adult to get in, and they're fantastic days. So if you want to come and find out a bit more about them, do so. I'd love to see you. I want to thank you for listening. My name's Stephen Bones, and this is my Wednesday Wisdom, and I'll catch you next time for the next subject. Take care. See you soon.